Good afternoon. I'm Larry Silvey, publisher of custom content for Motor Age. I'm excited today to be talking to Jim Bates, technical training specialist with Advanced Auto Parts. Our topic today is hybrid repair, which is an increasingly important opportunity for repair shops. Over the last few years, some experts have said that hybrids would fade or be overtaken by new clean diesel technology. Still others have said that both are viable technologies that inevitably will grow. Anyway, Jim is an expert in this area and will be able to shed some light on the subject as well as debunk some myths about it. Hi, Jim. Welcome.
Well, hi. Glad to be here, Larry.
Well, thanks for being with us today. We certainly appreciate that. Could you tell us a little bit more about your role with Advanced Auto Parts?
Sure. I am a technical trainer and a consultant for the company. I spend the majority of my time producing and delivering live workshops and making video training programs for our commercial customers. I also host the Wrenching Up with Jim Bates project, which is a monthly show that can be seen on our website and on YouTube. And this is where we tackle the projects and demonstrate the procedures that our customers ask us to do.
Oh, great background, Jim. Well, let's get right into it. Just how big is the hybrid opportunity for service repairers?
Well, the United States has the largest population of hybrid vehicles in the world right now, with just over 3 million of them on the road today. The oldest of them are 14 years old now, and as hybrids age, they're going to require service and maintenance, just like any other vehicle.
Yeah, time's getting away from me. I had not realized that it was that long. Well, could you briefly explain the different types of hybrid vehicles being sold today and how each works?
Well, there are two basic technologies commonly used in hybrid electric vehicles, the series system and the parallel system. A parallel system uses an internal combustion engine to power the vehicle, and it also has an electric motor to provide more power when it's needed. A parallel system can use either the engine, the electric motors, or both to power the vehicle. And both of these systems use their electric motors to start the vehicle's internal combustion engine after an auto stop event. Now, within these technologies, we have HEV, and that's an acronym for Hybrid Electric Vehicle, and this can be either a series or a parallel system. PHEV is plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, which again can be either series or parallel, and BEV, which is battery electric vehicle. These vehicles are series systems because they only have electric motors, no engine, and you have to plug them in.
There's a lot of important acronyms to learn, I see. All right, I have a two-part question for you, Jim. First, who are the hybrid customers and why are they buying hybrids?
A large part of what drives the hybrid and electric vehicle market is the higher price of today's gasoline and diesel fuel. And there's certainly a lot of environmentally conscious customers that want them too. But there is something else that's driving interest in sales in hybrids, and that's the manufacturers themselves. They have developed strong marketing campaigns around these vehicles because of the government-imposed CAFE averages that they have to meet, for their entire fleet of vehicles. Hybrids have played a big role in helping them meet these standards so far.
And the second part of my question, Jim, where do you see the hybrid market growing in the next few years?
Well, I think the next few years we'll see more plug-in hybrids and battery electric vehicles. But there's another type of technology that's becoming standard on many new vehicles called auto stop that uses a very heavy-duty 12-volt battery and a high-torque starter motor to allow the engine to shut off at traffic lights or, when you're stuck in traffic or something like that. This type of system also uses a DC to DC converter or even another smaller 12-volt battery to keep the vehicle's electrical system from dropping too low, and having things like a GPS or an ECM reset during the automatic engine start is going to happen when the driver takes their foot off the brake pedal.
All right, let's talk a little bit about maintenance. What is the recommended maintenance for different types of hybrids?
Well, hybrid electric vehicles are just like any other vehicle when it comes to maintenance. Things like chassis, steering, suspension, tires, light bulbs, windshield wipers still need regular maintenance. And hybrids have an internal combustion engine too, and that needs the same kind of maintenance that any engine needs. But in addition to all of this, some of the hybrid's electric machine components like water pumps, sensors, electrical cables and connections, and even the high voltage battery itself will need various kinds of maintenance over time.
Well, I have a related question, Jim. Of course, you can't maintain a vehicle, hybrid or otherwise, without parts. There seems to be a misconception on the ready availability of parts. Is that the case?
Well, you're right. It's just a myth, though. Advance Auto Parts has prided itself in offering more hybrid vehicle parts, tools, training than anyone over the last 5 years or so. And you know what? There hasn't been a part, a tool, a specification, or a procedure I haven't been able to get when working on hybrid vehicle projects myself.
Well, that's good to know. Well, let's talk about training then. What kind of training and tools are needed to work on hybrids, and how do the training offerings from Advance help fill this need?
Well, technician training is a must for hybrid vehicle service because of the high voltage and amperage used in the electric machine. The techs also have to know how to use their safety equipment. They have to know how to depower the high voltage system and do a zero voltage check of the wiring and the components. And like any new vehicle system, learning how the electric machine works and how to safely service the various components is really important too. Besides the basic assortment of automotive service tools that technicians already have, they're going to need some Class O gloves with leather protectors over them for use when shutting down the high voltage system and doing the zero voltage check. They need their digital multimeter, and it should be a Cat 3 insulated meter, and a mega ohm meter too is needed for doing insulation testing. An insulated toolkit would be nice to have as well. And all of these things added together can be had for under $1,000.
Well, that's pretty reasonable to get into this business. Another two-part question, but I'll hold off asking the second part until you answer the first part, because I understand you have a video that you would like our viewers to see. So here's the first part of my question. Is the training access limited to techs and shop owners?
Basically, yes. The hybrid training that I'm aware of today, as well as what I do, is really geared toward working technicians and students enrolled in automotive courses. But, you know, that's not to say that a do-it-yourselfer who wants to learn couldn't attend these workshops, too. Here's our workshop video. Who's working on hybrids now? These hybrid electric vehicles do pose a challenge.
And Jim Bates embraces that challenge.
There's high voltage, 330 volts on this particular vehicle.
For more than a decade, Jim has served Advance Auto Parts team members and commercial customers by sharing the knowledge he has gained in more than 40 years on the front line of the automotive industry.
What I want people to understand is that hybrids are here, electric cars are coming. This is our future. This is how we're going to be able to make some money.
Jim's dedication, along with his manufacturer relationships, keeps him ahead in the hybrid electric technology realm, enabling him to help technicians around the country.
I think the bottom line is to not be afraid of this technology. Embrace it, talk about it, share your ideas, share your experiences, and I think we're all going to grow that way.
Providing safe, practical information that enables growth for shops is the goal of the Advance Auto Parts Hybrid Workshop.
Very knowledgeable instructor. Any chance you've got to diagnose something and fix something that you didn't yesterday can only be a bonus for you. That's where the industry's going, in my opinion, is going to hybrid. And if you don't jump on board, you just basically will fall behind. If you can find a chance to go to a hybrid class, you know, very much recommended.
Because you're going to see these. They're going to come into your shop, and now you can be ready for them.
All right, with time being so limited in shops, I think this next question is really critical. And That is, how much time does it require to complete hybrid training, Jim?
Well, a basic training class that'll get the techs into the business takes about 4 hours. Our enhanced training that covers things like diagnostic procedures and pattern failures requires an additional 4 hours. Good instructor-led hands-on training is available through various tech schools and independent trainers in the industry, and as well, and I really highly recommend this.
Well, that sounds pretty reasonable to me. Okay, Jim, let's move on to a different type of question. Are there any special programs or discounts available to support teachers and student technicians?
Advanced Auto Parts is involved in all types of support for students and their teachers, from in-service training for the teachers to technical training and materials for the teachers and their students when they attend one of our workshops that's held in one of their school's facilities.
All right, I know this is really difficult to do, but would you please boil this down for our readers? What should be on a shop owner's checklist when he or she is considering to offer hybrid repair?
I think there's 3 basic things. 1, training for the techs that will be actually working on these vehicles. Number 2, acquire the proper tools. Class O gloves and protectors, a Cat 3 digital multimeter, an insulation tester, and maybe a basic insulated toolkit. And 3, check with your insurance company. See what, if any, additional information and equipment that they may require you to know or have. You know, things like orange safety cones or maybe even a rescue hook.
So basically, easy as 1, 2, 3, it sounds like.
Pretty much.
All right, and here's my last question, Jim. I understand that Advance has a lot of other online training offerings. Could you tell us a little bit about them?
Yes, it's called MotoSkill, and it offers 98 online courses. That's over 180 hours of training, including diesel, diagnostic, basic essentials, shop management, tools and equipment, hybrids, and even ASE test prep courses.
Well, thanks, Jim. I really appreciate your time today and the great insight you have shared about hybrid repair. I think that you've opened the eyes of a lot of our viewers who haven't yet considered hybrid repair and have definitely reinforced its importance for those already offering it. So thanks again, Jim.
Quite welcome.
And thanks to all of you, our viewers, who have tuned in for this session. Until next time, this is Larry Silvey for Motor Age.